Can Federico Chiesa be a Christmas cracker for Arne Slot and Liverpool? Well, we'll come on to that in a moment. But what is going on with Chiesa? Reports have come out via Tuttosport that Inter Milan are interested in taking the Italian forward on loan for 6 months when the transfer window opens up again in January. So should Liverpool be looking to unload him, or does Arne Slot have a plan to integrate him into the side as the Reds head towards fixture congestion over the Christmas period? Firstly, let's have a look at what we know about his situation right now. He's been absent from the past 5 matchday squads for Liverpool, and he's barely featured at all since signing from Juventus. He had an 18-minute cameo in the 3-0 Premier League win against Bournemouth back in September and 59 minutes in the Carabao Cup win against West Ham 4 days later. Since then, there's been nothing. There's been lots of stories about him picking up little injuries here and there, but Arne Slot explained that it was an issue regarding his fitness due to a lack of a pre-season and a step up in intensity move from Serie A to the Premier League. Now, a lot of it was made of his injury record when Liverpool signed him, with the idea being that he was injury prone and a bit of a gamble, even at £10 million. However, last season he actually played 37 games for Juventus, scoring 10 goals and getting 3 assists. That included 33 league games, which is actually more than Trent Alexander-Arnold played last season, for instance. Now, it seems that a lot of this reputation comes when he suffered a cruciate ligament injury in 2022 and he missed a lot of football. Now, he's picked up little niggly injuries here and there since then, particularly muscle injuries, so there could be conditioning issues there that Arne Slot and his staff will want to address before giving him a sustained run in English football. Looking at those games against Bournemouth and West Ham, to the untrained eye, he did look massively off the pace, but the backroom staff will be looking at him in intense detail. So, when might he return for the Reds? On the 9th of November, Arne Slot said that Chiesa was expected to return to training during this international break, giving him what is in effect a mini pre-season. Then, all being well, he should return to first team training when the squad returns to Kirkby this week, with a gradual reintroduction most likely. And I think that the whole situation has one eye on the Christmas period, with games coming up thick and fast, and Slot knowing that if at some point, if Liverpool are to maintain a title push, Mo Salah will have to be rotated, even if it's just in-game rotation. Now, if we look at Liverpool's fixtures in December, it could really be a season-defining period for the Reds. Obviously, we're currently 5 points ahead of Man City, and if Liverpool can maintain and hopefully increase that distance heading into the new year, it might just be too much for momentum for a struggling City side to catch up with, even though we all expect them to at some point get out of this flunk and put a run of results together. I wouldn't expect Chiesa to be anywhere near the matchday squads for Southampton, Real Madrid, Man City and Newcastle United, but I think from the December 7th derby at Goodison, he could possibly be featuring on the bench, with Diogo Jota also penciled in to return around then. After that, Liverpool travel to Spain to play Girona, which could be an ideal opportunity for Chiesa to get a solid 30 minutes of football against a side that is currently 10th in La Liga. It's not the kind of intense Premier League football that Slot has been keen to condition him for. Now, after that, Liverpool play Fulham at Anfield on the 14th, where he could pick up a little bit more game time off the bench if Liverpool are able to rotate in that game, leading up to a starting place in the lineup for the Carabao Cup quarter-final at Southampton 4 days later. Then Christmas congestion really kicks in, as it's 3 Premier League games in the space of a week against Spurs, Leicester and West Ham. So that's 9 points to play for, and then the side needs to come through that period relatively unscathed, as the first game of the new year is against what could be a possibly rejuvenated Manchester United side on the 5th of January. Now, one of the positive things about the signing of Chiesa is his versatility across the front three. He's the most natural replacement for Mo Salah, with Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo not really convincing on the times they've played over there on the right. So having an option like Chiesa could be vital. Not so much in the way that he's not likely to be keeping Salah out of the team at any point, really, if we're being realistic about it. But if Slot is able to rotate in-game, much like we see him doing between Diaz and Gakpo, for instance, then it's more likely that Salah won't face any kind of burnout should Liverpool face a title run-in from April onwards. Now, the other bonus would be that Chiesa himself will be relatively fresh, having played so little football so far this season, and he obviously has a natural upbeat energy about him. So injecting him into the team at appropriate moments could give Liverpool a much needed lift should they stutter at any point and lose some form. So Will Slot and Liverpool take this reported interest from Inter Milan seriously? Now, I wouldn't expect so. Unless the problems lie a bit deeper and the player is unhappy with his decision to move to the Premier League, I expect Slot to persevere with Chiesa, especially if Liverpool go deep in 4 competitions. And we've seen firsthand how that can have an effect on the squad, both physically and mentally. We've seen how Slot was forced to experiment this season with Diaz through the middle during Diogo Jota's recent injury, and the boss will know that even if he has a relatively small role to play, keeping Federico Chiesa as a Liverpool player could be the difference between maintaining a title challenge or not. I also think it's unlikely that he's regretting moving to Liverpool, even if he is frustrated with his start to life at Anfield. Now, we all remember the joy and excitement he showed when signing for the club, and he already has excellent English skills, and for most players, playing in the Premier League represents the pinnacle of club football. So I don't think he's regretting that move. But what do you think? Will Chiesa be a Christmas cracker for Liverpool? Should Liverpool ship him off to Inter Milan? Well, if you've got an opinion, let me know in the comments below. Up the Reds.